Hi everybody. Today we're going to discuss making selections to create a layout for a composite image and using different types of masking tools to help you achieve desired effects. So what I'm first going to do is I'm going to create a file that's 12 wide by 8 tall at a resolution of 300. Make sure I'm in inches and I'll hit create. So I'll get my blank slate here. To build my composite, I'm going to drop in my background first. So I'm going to throw a sky that I believe I'm going to use, and I'm going to fit it into the space. And then hit return when I'm happy with how it looks. I can always change it later. I'm also going to click on the layer and call it sky. Next thing I'm going to do is get a middle ground, which is my rocky terrain. And again, stretch that to fit. Set that up. Switching back and forth between them. Now I'm going to select and mask some imagery. Start building this up. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select my quick selection tool. And I'm going to select around the mountains here because I'm going to cut out the sky. Because I think I want to use the one that I put behind it. So I'm going to just do a quick selection. Looks like it cut it out pretty good. But when I zoom in, I might notice some areas like here where I need to make some adjustments. If I hold the Option key down, I get a minus sign. So when I hold the Option key down, I can pull that around and help guide it around the rocks and the things that Photoshop just didn't pick up on the initial selection. The plus key will change the selection up. If I have to go into really small areas, I can use the bracket keys to thin out the brush tool on the selection, just like I had for layer masks before. So again, just trying to detect any areas here using the Option key to get the minus symbol. That looks pretty good. Okay. So the next step is I'm going to go and hit the layer mask tool. Click on that. Whoa, what happened there, right? Well, what happens sometimes you get the inverse. If you double click on the layer mask now, you have the option to invert. So now you actually get the mountains back and you can flip it on and off. One cool thing you can do too is the density meter here. Let me just flick that back so I have the mountains. If I bring that back, I bring some of my blue sky in slowly. And I also, so it slowly goes away and that pinkish sky I had comes in. So if I kind of like a combination of them, I can throw it somewhere like in the middle to create like a fade or a mixture of the two backgrounds. So I kind of like that, like right there. A little bit warmer with a touch of a blue sky in there. Then I just click layers and I'm on my way again. Again, just clicking off to see the differences that happen there. Now I'm just going to play out some ideas. On a couple other Photoshop files, I already did some quick selections and pen tooled, cut out a couple objects. So I have those at the ready. I can just cut and paste those in like I did in the Humanimal project. And I can size things up. So I'm putting these hot air balloons in the sky here. Seeing wherever I want to put them. I'm going to cut and paste this motocross guy in here as well. I'm going to bring him like really in the front of the scene. There we go. I can spin him at a different angle if I want him tilting a different way. Around my box like that. Say I want that angle or something like that. This is all play. So throw your hand at it. See what your mind's telling you in terms of layout. I'm going to show you something about the quick mask option here. I'm thinking I want to use a bird, so I'm going to find this picture of a bird that I found online that I thought was cool. And I'm going to drop it into Photoshop. And just like the other things I was going to do, I'm going to pick the quick selection tool. I'm going to start running around it to try to cut out this bird. But this image is I'm struggling with this image. It could be the background is confusing Photoshop and I'm not able to get clean edges. Now I could use the pen tool to cut this out and make a selection. That's absolutely something I could do. But I'm going to show you a different option. So one option you can do is you can press the, let me just double check here. Yeah, my selection's not coming out that great. Let me try it again. Kind of got it, but it gets sloppy right around here and the wing's getting cut out. So I can do a quick mask. If I press the Q, the letter Q on the keyboard, I get things that turn red. Well, similar to a layer mask, I'm going to select a brush and bring the hardness up. And if I have it set to black, I can paint red over the object I want to mask. So I'm using it like a brush, making it smaller and larger, and I'm going to cover over this. This is going to help me make a really exact detected selection. So I'm going to go keep filling this in. The pink is masking it. Okay, it's not coloring it. So I'm selecting all that. Again, I pressed the Q to access this. My quick selection wasn't working, so this is going to be a big help. So I'm just grabbing all that stuff that I want. And when I think I selected everything, I'm going to just go back, take a look. I'm going to press Q again. And now I made a selection that's a lot tighter. There we go. So at this point, I can create a layer mask with it, copy and paste it, and there's my bird. So again, the quick mask tool can be great for making tough selections a little easier. I can go to the transform tool, flip my bird going the other way, make it look like it's I can make it look like it's carrying the motocross guy, or I can make it look like it's kind of hunting it down and chasing it after it. My idea is pretty silly right now. Don't know what I want to do with it. Don't know if I'm going to use all this, but I'm trying to see what sticks, what can work, and what can work for this idea. And there's plenty more I could do and take things away. So you'll see I have a lot of layer masks for things. Also, if I see something that needs to get erased, because most of my layers are layer masks, I can switch to the brush tool on the layer mask, like I did in the Humanimal project, and I can erase and add backgrounds because they still exist. Just cleaning up, I noticed I had an outline around my motorcycle guy that I never cleaned up. Some important things to know is objects, if you take them kind of off the page, it looks really interesting. You don't have to have every component of everything in the middle of the illustration. Let some things fall off the page. I can also make these hot air balloons look like they fade into the distance by bringing the opacity down on that layer. It's also good to rename your layers. So I'm going to name them so they're a lot easier for me to access and understand what layers what when I'm looking at my layer palette. It really helps. We're going to get into coloring and adjusting things later on, but this is about what you want to do with the surreal assignment. You want to start to put composites together. All right, try it out and good luck.